characters in Sara are here displayed, not in order of appearance. The Indian shaman who sleeps in an old, disused fridge. Savoy usurpers, Neapolitan police. Carbonari, mystical Rosolino, the southern patriot. King Francescello, Borbone, target of the bombs thrown by Cialdini, who wanted to annihilate him and his beloved wife in the epic and tragic process of Italian reunification. Kina, the bastard sphinx, prototype of all cats in history living with us, everlasting friend to my mother's madness. Ferdi di Filetta Wasserman, the cuckold dentist, and Lawrence Ferlinghetti, the Brescian sailor who was a friend of Kerouac. Professor Cerletti, the inventor of the electroshock, tested shortly by my mother immediately after giving birth to me. John Locascio, rat face, stalactite face, murders. The family of southern Italy, smelling of fry, living on the 5th floor. Dino Serra and his broken binoculars. Sara is a 750-page worth challenge, in which a mixed crowd thrives in miserable attics. A challenge in which trees grow in cellars, with code spaghetti strings hanging from them, and where lie the unpublished works of William Shakespeare. Sara is the story of the most beautiful playboy in the world, and of the biggest concert that mankind will ever remember.
Dark room.
He had a wife and daughters, but his first burning passion was another. It shaped itself almost as fast as it vanished, in his photo lab, in an old garage filled with the toxic fumes of a ever-lit cigarette. He printed and developed. He took the lid off the lens, yellow and red light combined. Normal development. He lay the 2 films to dry. He had a sore throat. And suddenly, where did those come from? There was a woman on the negative, with cold black lips and teeth. This frightening woman was present in the picture in many different poses. He could now see her hair and face, along with those sinister black teeth. He could now see her candid eyebrows that took shape on the gallery's leathery paper, like a peach skin. Slowly, one after the other, the stripes combined into a neat picture of a face. An eye, a mouth, the hair and both ears were now clearly visible. He never saw anything so perfect. The lips were drawn as a painter would have, the closed lips which now seemed to talk to him. But what would her real, finished face have looked like? The visage was now gazing at him, all the beauty one would expect, all the light and grace concentrated in that face, in that leathery, rectangular, dripping paper. He was dazzled. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't budge his gaze from that gaze. Could he have fallen in love with it? What a stupid thought. Indeed, falling in love with soggy pieces of paper. Unheard of. What a strange lover would he be? An image ruffian, a love thief. His eyes burned and he had a sore throat. It wasn't a cold. He was developing a temperature. He returned to the lens, and with another negative close at hand, perplexed, he gazed evermore at the saturating image. What had happened? It was her, but not her anymore. New looks, new mouth, new love. It was now a face of anger and bewitched by hatred. A black abyss of fear was the message of those black, tense eyebrows. The 2 lips, as tense as a guitar strings, as sharp as a razor, would have been a warning to any unscrupulous lover. The linings of her face gained strength from that devilish humour. The beauty had turned itself into an equally attractive, diabolic beast. That thought had sliced through him like a knife. He himself had created that image. "What's the matter, dear?" "Nothing," said he. "Sleep." He felt the change in breath of his wife, which was rapidly returning to her world of rest and slumber. Green and blue. Green his steps on the long stair steps. Blue were the walls, green and blue were his face and hands. As the last step had just passed, the green sand blues dissolved in a nebula of gold and purple. It was a vast room, full of curtains. It was his photo lab. The creature slithered from behind the curtains. She looked at him. She smiled and invited him. He had loved that strange woman ever since he'd set eyes on her. "Come closer," said the visage. "Do not fear." "Come," repeated the visage. "Who are you?" he answered. "I am death." As the surfing wave leaves a veil of lie-wash on the shore, and the backwash twin wave that drives and devours the first, exhausted, which returns back to sea, so did he feel in him the double, tearing comparison of opposite instincts. "Remain! Stay alive!" murmured the waves towards the shore. "We're waiting," murmured the waves towards the sea. The conflict was coming at an end. He therefore let the backwash take over him, enveloping his heels and heart. He chose the second voice. He chose to remain with that visage. He chose to forever remain in death's deadly embrace.